Welcome to Transforming the Toddler Years, a Core 4 parenting podcast for conscious, cycle-breaking parents ready to turn toddler tantrums into teachable moments. Hi, I'm Cara Tyrrell, a lifetime lover of littles, mom to 2 grown and flown girls, and an early childhood educator. Through the show, I teach you my collaborative parenting methodology for nurturing your little human's mind, body, and spirit. Because how you connect and collaborate in the first 5 years is how you raise happy, healthy kids who grow into the best version of themselves and find true success in school and life. Welcome back, Toddler Tribe. I hope you really enjoyed the summer guest series that we featured last month with some re-releases of heavy-hitting episodes that really are needed during this time period in our world. I got such great feedback that I decided to do some solo re-releases of my own. As we move through the end of July and through the month of August, the idea of back to school starts to hit us in every way, whether that means you have a toddler that is trying preschool for the first time, you're moving your toddler from preschool to kindergarten, or you are schooling in other ways. It really mattered to me to bring this back to you. So whether you've heard these before, please just listen with fresh ears because your children are now a different age. They're in different developmental stages. And so what you hear might land differently. Welcome back to the Back to School mini-series here on the Transforming the Toddler Years podcast. Whether your child is making the transition to a full-time daycare, a preschool program, or back to a kindergarten or first grade classroom, this is the mini-series for you. I hope that you are loving it and getting all kinds of relevant stuff that applies to you and your everyday life. Make sure you are communicating with me because I love nothing more than to hear from you, both in an email. You can find that on my links, or you can just leave a comment, rate and review the show and say, I got so much out of this episode, or hey, here's a topic I really think that you should cover. So let's dive in today. We're talking about your child's ability to navigate 2 different settings, school and home, and more specifically, why they seem to be just fine at school. If you could see me, you'd see my little air quotes, and they completely fall apart like puddles on the floor the minute they get home. Let's break it down. Really, what's the answer to this? Bandwidth. In the digital world that you and I live in, that's a great way to think about it. Our computers and our Wi-Fi connections have a bandwidth, and it is what it is. It has a limitation to it. And it gets used the more people who are on the platform. It gets used up and then it doesn't work quite as well. And if it's literally gone, if there's no bandwidth, then we have no connectivity. And we truly can't do anything. We are puddles on the floor, technologically speaking. So think about it this way from your child's perspective as well. Let me start with a little story, which I love to do. I'll tell you the story of when my daughter Claire started kindergarten. She was a particularly drained child, by which I mean when she was awake and engaged with people, it took so much energy for her to be appropriate, to really listen and engage and be part of the experience because she had a few other things going on in her early years of life. And so she was a napper. Oh my gosh, did this child nap? She needed to refuel that buffer, that bandwidth, so that she could get through the rest of the day without losing it. So kindergarten was a really tricky transition because there was no nap time. And not only was there no time for her to refuel that buffer she needed when she was engaging with other people, it took so much more out of her. You hear people say that your kids are the worst behaved at home because you are the safest place and you are their safest people. And you go, yeah, great. I wish I wasn't so safe. Well, you don't really mean that, but I get where you're coming from. I used to say it too, because the experience of somebody throwing their true, raw, vulnerable self at you can be very disarming. And that is exactly what happened. She started school. That transition in and of itself is a big one, right? And she went to a new building with new and different people, which immediately raised red flags for her. These are new and different relationships I now have to figure out, with new and different social norms, with other kids involved, feeding off each other, with people who talk to each other differently, with new expectations. And her ability to regulate, to control her emotions and her feelings and her physical body got eaten away at such a rapid pace that bandwidth was just dissipating so quickly. And if she did manage to get to the end of a school day without completely falling apart at least once, then you could pretty much set your clock for 2:45 p.m. And there she would be at home, puddle on the floor, not capable of making a decision, not capable of listening to my words, not capable of anything except expressing all of the emotion and the overwhelm and the hard work that it was to be with other people in a new place through whatever it was, crying, quietness, body flailing, pulling away, doing something independent. I could not expect her to be the person she was at school when she got home. That's setting us both up for struggle. Let me tell you a story about me. I was teaching preschool while I had preschoolers at home. If that was not a recipe for an incredibly strong personal development test that I did not sign up for, I don't know what was. I spent my bandwidth, my patience and kindness and empathy and connectedness, all of that. I spent my buffer all day long on other people's kids. Then I came home and I was met with the same behaviors, the same whining, the same tone, the same volumes, the same choices. And I was like, wait, I just did this all day. I can't keep doing this. This is my time to just be vulnerable and raw and be me and be okay with the fact that I don't feel okay right now. But I couldn't, because I had made the same commitment to my children that I made to my students. It was a few years of wow for me, but I knew it mattered that they had permission to be the puddles and I'd get my turn. So this is why at home they are one way and out in the world they are another way. The good news is we recalibrate, right? Sometimes we have to turn off the router and turn it back on, and poof, all of a sudden the bandwidth is back. We recalibrate over time. So if your child is new to a program, you need to give them a grace period of 3 weeks and know that this transition might be challenging, overwhelming, loud, hard in every way for them in different variables, right? Some days might not be as hard as others for about 3 weeks. Not a big surprise. That's also the amount of time that scientists tell us it takes to create a new habit. And during those 3 weeks, what is your child going to be doing? Learning. No, not their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Maybe, but who cares? They're going to be learning at school. This is how I sit in a chair and wait for the teacher to stop talking. Then it's my turn to talk. At home, I can go straight up to my mom and poke her on the shoulder and get her attention. And she'll stop what she's doing and she'll tell me to wait, or she'll talk to me right away. They're starting to delineate the setting, the expectations, and the behaviors that match each place, home and school. They're starting to learn the quality of the new relationships that they're building with teachers and other students. There's a learning time that has to happen for them to say, okay, at home, my world looks like this, sounds like this. The expectations are, my rights are, I get to use my voice for. And at school, it's a little bit different. So let me just figure this out. But it's hard, emotional, and physical work. So they will eventually get there. And it's your job to let them and love on them and support them. So you had a long day today. You did big work at your new school with your new daycare provider. You made some new friends. You did a lot of new things today. When I do new things, it's exhausting. Maybe you need a few minutes to just get yourself put together at the end of a long day. I'll be here and ready and waiting to hear about it when you are ready to share. This is how we raise kids who understand that it's okay to be one person in one place and it's okay to be another person in another place. It's really important stuff. This is hard work for you as well, because when your child comes home with no bandwidth left, and yet you have afternoon and evening expectations to meet in your household too, or maybe even out in the world again, a dance class, a brother's event, a social event, a sports event, a dinner to eat, and they've got nothing left. Every single thing that you ask them to do becomes a battle, a meltdown, a struggle. This is going to be a journey, and you're going to want to know how to stop your knee-jerk reactions and turn them into intentional responses that not only support your child through the transition that they're in, but also support the two of you through that moment that you are in. So I ask you, have you registered yet for my live Transforming Your Triggers workshop? It's coming up. It's in just a few days. Make sure that you go into the show notes and you register. Go to caratyrrell.com/workshop and register. Try to be there live. It is so, so powerful, the work that we do inside those 60 minutes. And you walk away feeling way stronger, more empowered, and ready to take on that next struggle. If you can't, there's absolutely a replay. I would love to see you there and get to know you and hear one of your specific moments that I can support you in, because I also do little live coaching sessions at the end of the free workshop. This is your chance. If you've ever wanted to get on a live call with me, but you've thought, oh, I just can't fit it in, or I'm not even sure what I would ask her, come to the workshop, learn about my 6-step system to move away from reactions and toward responses. And I know something will pop up in the back of your mind and you'll say, oh, yeah, do this one, do me, pick me, and I will. So this is your opportunity. I really, truly hope to see you there. More than anything, I want this transition time for you to be what you want it to be as your child moves through from the home into their next big independent step in their just little growing lives. Calling all of my teachers and early childhood professionals. Cara here, just popping in to say thank you. One of my favorite things about this podcast is knowing that it's not just parents who are listening, that you are part of this toddler tribe too, because you serve them on a daily basis. Did you know that I do early childhood education trainings, pre-service, in-service? And as often as I can, I float around the United States and beyond to conferences to do the work to help you do the work. I would love to connect specifically with you. So here is an opportunity to get on a one-on-one call with me, work with me. Let's get together. It's totally a free consultation, and I would love to hear who you serve, their ages, their stages, their struggles, and what type of professional development you would benefit from most. Who knows? Maybe I'll create a whole new workshop just for you, your team, and the kids that you serve. Look forward to connecting with you. And now let's get you back to the end of this amazing episode. Until next time, stay mindful and proactive as we raise school-ready kids who will change the world.